Okay. I've always liked the concept of a saddle uh, with no fenders. I just like that concept. And of course, those saddles that they make saddles like that. This is just like a little. I think it's like a. I don't even know what I paid for. I think like $400, 300 or $400. It's one of those cactus or some. I don't. It's some off-brand. But I got it to saddle those colts with. Um, I don't mess with. Well, I got my colt that I just broke and stuff like that, but I don't do that anymore. But I always get these cheap saddles. That way, if they fall over backwards and break the tree, you know, just to stomp it down. It ain't a big deal. It's just a cheap saddle. Um, but I've always liked the concept of that, and this is the kind of fenders that it had on it. This is the fenders that came off of it right here. You can see those. And they're nice looking fenders, but it was just like I said, it was just a cheap made saddle. You can tell these little cheapy things that they got on them right here, and of course the leather. It's not good quality. I mean, it's leather, but it's just not good. After you use it for a while, these tear up on it. They're either bust these out right here, and this is what holds them in. They got these little cheap things that they always bend. You always have to hammer them with a hammer or pinch them with a pair of pliers or something to get them to lock down on this part. And like I said, I bought that saddle just for the very purpose. If it gets tore up, it's not a big deal. But that for that same reason, I like these right here. And these came off of my my other saddle, and I got this one for the reason of saddling colts. Because I can grab it with one hand, I can control the colt with the other hand with my lead rope. But that's what I had that one for, and that's what those right there came off of. They came off of this saddle right here. That's what this saddle was made with. But I don't ride that saddle. I just got it for. I mean, everybody's got their different types of saddles and what they use them for, and I'll do the same thing. You know, I have a saddle for riding. I have a for ranch work, rope and saddle over there, and this one was just, you know, a little saddle that I had, and it actually rides pretty good for you know, being cheap. It does ride pretty good. It don't feel bad, but you can tell where right here I just decided I was going to modify it with these and put them in there up here. The bad thing with these cheap saddles is they put the stirrups way back here. And I don't like. I want my stirrups up here to the front where they're supposed to be, where you can actually enjoy the ride, enjoy the saddle, and keep your heels down at the same time. So I got my box cutter out, and I slit that. I had to take the saddle apart, and you can tell how cheap the saddle's made right there. But and I just went back in under just like the other ones did, and came out right here. Now you can buy those saddles already made like that. I forget who makes those saddles like that, but they're. I think a good used one you can probably pick it up for about $1,500-1,800, but no more than what I'm going to use this one for. I just figured I'd just go ahead and experiment with this one. I did both sides. I did that side and did the other side too, and I never use my good equipment on an unbroke horse or a colt. I never do that at all, because if something happens, they fall over backwards. They're going to break the tree, and if they don't hurt themselves, they'll hurt your equipment. So until you get that out of them, then you can use your good equipment. But for right now, this is what we're going to be riding that horse with, and he's not going to buck or fall over backwards or anything. But that's my experiment right there, and I'm gonna go ahead and check it out and see how it works. It may not work at all. You know, I may say, "Damn, I just tore up a good saddle for nothing." It just, like I said, it's just, that's why you buy cheap equipment sometimes, because if it tears up, you're not out that much money. Now I wouldn't do that with one of my good saddles. I wouldn't do that at all. But like I said, that's just an experiment of mine, and I'm hoping it works out for me. I like the way that they set up there, and I'm not done with it, but that's just kind of the rough version.